everybody. This is Bourbon and a Baby. This is my first ever live stream on the channel, and I had to do my first ever live stream with none other but the Bourbon Buddies themselves. One of my favorite bourbon YouTube channels out there, El Jefe, Neal the Deal, the Bourbon Buddies. What's up, guys?
Not much, man. We just went through a lot of technical difficulties
to make this happen. Yeah, so
but we're here and we're pumped.
I am pumped. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're ready to rock. We just really appreciate you bringing us on your channel, Jay. And you're one of our favorite channels, if not the absolute favorite ever in the whole world.
Absolutely. Yeah,
that's some high praise. Thank you. Chad Wallace, what's going on? New Dram drinkers in the house.
Yeah.
We got Anthony and Nikki, or just one? Which one's with us?
We got
represent some New Dram drinker here.
Oh yeah, who we represent here?
Max is watching downstairs, so everybody say hi to Max.
Max,
what's up, buddy?
He cannot participate in this blind sample challenge, unfortunately. But one of these days, 2040, it'll happen. It'll happen.
That'll be here before you know.
I'm telling you, time flies.
Right. So, first, before we get started, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about your channel?
Sure. You want to handle that, buddy? Go for it.
Yeah. So it all started for us. The idea of doing the channel was literally happened over text messaging. Me and Neal were texting each other one day, and I actually screenshotted it a while ago. I went back and dug through it all, but it was just like, we should do it. And it's like, all right, let's just do it for, let's have fun with it. And then it's like, oh, we should call it the Bourbon Buddies. Like, it was literally happened in a matter of a couple minutes, the idea. And we decided to go for it. Let's not overthink it. Let's not, get paralysis from analysis. So let's just do it and just kind of figure it out as it goes. And we were always talking about this stuff anyway. So it's just great to share it with everybody.
Awesome. You guys are doing great things, man. When you guys do little buddy versus big buddy, I love those videos. I'm gonna one of these days I'm gonna do a video where I level up. I'm gonna steal that from you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's just the I always think of like whenever I hear level up, I always think of like Street Fighter and like, are you okay? That always goes through my mind right off the bat.
Perfect. All right, so what I did was I sent some samples to the Bourbon Buddies, this way, and I had kind of a theme in mind. I wanted to see all of these bourbons I really like, but they range in price going from $14 a bottle to $250 a bottle. And actually, I just checked today, the bottle that's $250, I saw it on some secondary sites for, what was it, like $1,500? So we're going to see how that fares with in between a $14 bottle. We have a couple in between there too, in that $40 to $50 range too. So it's going to be cool to see how this plays out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited about that.
That's really cool. You get to see like the whole range. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to get?
It's a bit steep though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get right into A. I'm gonna drink along with you guys. I poured myself the same.
Yes.
Cheers.
I was hoping you're gonna do that. Cheers.
Cheers.
Buddy. Thank you, Jay, and cheers to the chat there, guys. Oh, baby. Oh, there's a good amount of spice going on.
It's spicy for sure, but it just
Yeah.
it reminds me of something. Like I want to put my finger on what it is.
Definitely get like brown sugar and cinnamon.
Definitely the
Definitely
cinnamon's
cinnamon.
like just popping out. I feel like there's a good amount of. I'm getting a lot of wood.
Yeah. That's what happens when you start messing with this stuff.
It's oaky.
Yeah.
It's oaky.
Yeah, there's definitely an oaky.
It's got a nice little color to it. Oh, that's nice spice going on.
There's like an underlying sweetness though, kind of like lays under the spice.
Mm-hmm.
I almost get like kind of an apple cinnamon kind of note. Baby, it's a thick. For me, it feels like a thick nose.
It really does. It has like almost like a. You would think that by the nose of it, it's gonna be like a little heavier bodied.
Yeah. It's got some legs on it too in the glass.
It really does.
Yeah, it's nice and slow, baby. It's just hanging out.
Man, this reminds me of something I've had, but I can't put my finger on what it is.
I'm really digging the nose. The nose.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, it's got a nice spicy nose to it, and I just like those that cinnamon just pop there, but then it's got like a real dark woody kind of tone underneath.
Yep.
What else are you getting on it, Jay?
I get some caramel, like kind of in the background, not
Like-
kind of like really up front, but
Like under the spice.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. That could be the sweetness that I'm picking up. Yeah, I'd say it's kind of caramely, maybe like a
Yeah.
little brown sugar, but it's really subtle.
Yeah. This is a good one. I like this one a lot.
We're going for it.
We digging in?
Mm-hmm.
Did you already dig in? Jay?
I'm ready. It's been a long day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little spicy, but it's got to kind of have like a cinnamon feel,
Yeah, definitely.
almost like a chocolate note that hangs now on the finish.
Getting a good amount of that wood influence, and
Yeah, it's really, really, you can really taste the wood.
oh yeah, it's almost like cedar planks, or like
Yeah.
fresh cut wood, like sawdust kind of thing.
Now see, as it's hanging in there and it's finishing, I'm getting almost a little bit of peanut butter.
Okay.
I don't really notice it's like after you kind of let it finish and let it hang out. Almost like when you breathe out through your nose, you can kind of pick up a little bit of little peanut butter note.
I actually just got that. I don't know if it's power of suggestion, but yeah, definitely can definitely get that nuttiness.
It's subtle, but it's there.
Yeah.
It finishes well though. It hangs on, keeps nice and warm.
Yeah, the finish it's going through stages. The mid palate's nice, and for me, I feel like the mid palate's nice and juicy.
Yeah.
I'm getting, tannins from the barrel. Then that finish, get a little bit of that hug.
And that's when it hangs out. Then I get like cinnamon and like a little peanut butter note underneath it.
Yeah. And it's really easy to drink too. Like it's not overly hot. Kind of goes down real easy.
Yeah, I would say this is laying around like the 100, for me, like 100 proof range, maybe 90 to 100 proof.
I would say in between. It has a little proof to it, but like you said, it doesn't drink harsh.
No.
You guys are in the ballpark. You're in the right ballpark.
Man.
Are we supposed to guess what it is?
If you want to throw some guesses out there, you can. It might be kind of hard, but you can.
I'm not doing that.
No. I was hoping you weren't going to ask.
I'm not going to make myself look like an ass. I already look like one enough.
Anthony said, wood and nuts. Nice.
Oh, yeah, wooden nuts.
Right up my alley.
Yeah, it reminds me of something.
Well, maybe
I want to say, oh, it reminds me of this, and it's like it's like that familiar thing you can't quite figure out.
Sure.
It's like when you see somebody and you swear you know them.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with this.
It's my whole life.
It's good though.
So
Now,
you guys may or may not have had this one before. I don't know. You've definitely had stuff from their distillery. I'm pretty sure about that, but I don't know if you've had this one in particular.
I'm gonna hold off on.
Yeah.
I might if I revisit it. If I go back and real quick revisit, I think maybe I'll. I feel like there is rye in here. I think there's a good dose of rye, but sometimes I'm wrong on that. Sometimes I don't. The rye kind of just doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can be deceiving sometimes.
All right. So
absolutely.
I have a thought, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's no big deal, right? It's reminding me of something from Knob Creek.
Okay.
Okay.
So a little Jim Beam nuttiness going on for you there.
Yes. That's what I could be wrong. It could be it could be another Jim Beam product. It could be I don't know. That's what I'm getting.
All right. We'll find out. It's
not my final answer. That's what I'm getting.
Jay, real quick before we go on to the next one, are these all bourbons or are there ryes as well in here?
Yeah, they are all bourbons. So
all bourbons. Got it. Okay.
So I know at least one of them has a high rye mash bill. But yeah, they're all bourbons.
Got it. Okay.
Well, Chad, we'll come back with some hints maybe next time through. I'm gonna let the Bourbon Buddies suffer a little bit before we give out any hints.
So when do we discuss price point at the very end?
Oh, we can kind of talk about it as we go. Oh, for this one?
Yes.
What would you say what would you guess based on the taste the price is on this one?
See, I have a very difficult time with that only because I've had some stuff worth a lot of money that I really didn't care for.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I don't know.
I'm going to go out and just say that
we know the range we're working in, right?
I don't feel like it's really young. I feel like it's got a little bit of age. I'm not 100% positive, but I feel like maybe this would be, it's very well done. It's smooth. You can tell it's balanced. You can tell there's oak influence there, obviously. I would go in the whole, I'd go like the 30-40 range.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I could see that being a fair price for it.
Yeah. Just based off drinking it, you'd be okay with paying $30 to $40 for it.
Yeah, I would. I think it goes right into that range. It's like a little sweet spot.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I know. Oh, God. That's why the price is probably going up. People pay for it, you know?
I love that people are guessing in the chat. It's not a rye though, but it could be a Jim Beam product. It could or could not be. And the buddies thought it was in the 90 to 100 range for proof.
For proof point.
So and they're right on the ball. It is in that range. So. It's within that.
If you're talking, I might have to come back to that. I'm gonna come back.
Sure.
Sometimes that's the best thing.
Yeah. Want to try out B?
Yeah, let's do it. Thanks.
Drinking out of a growler tonight. A lot of water. Totally different nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more, less spice.
Yeah, this is definitely a lot sweeter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's more of like
it's almost more of a, I want to say like a molasses sweet over like honey or anything like that.
See, I was gonna go the honey route.
There's something I'm picking up that I can't quite place.
There's definitely some vanillas going on.
Yeah, definitely.
For some reason, there's
caramely to me.
Yeah, definitely. I get like a perfumey kind of note.
Okay, yeah.
Floral? Yeah, like a floral kind of note going on.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to pick up that I'm not having a great time placing right now.
Yeah, that's. There's nice spice. This smells familiar. Oh, that
Not
does.
as familiar as the other one.
It's got a lot of good sweetness to it, right in the back end of the nose. Well, that's nice nose.
See, I'm getting like that molasses and like maybe caramel.
Yeah, I'm getting caramel. I get like kind of a weird, like it sounds gross, but it's not in a gross way, but almost like a mothball-y nose, which is weird because I've never really gotten that with this before.
It's almost the feeling in your nose.
Okay.
It's like
yeah.
The smell of I know what you're saying. It's like when you smell a mothball, that smell kind of, you can almost feel it in your sinuses. That's kind of the thing that I'm getting off that. I can see that. Could be power suggestion, but
yeah,
I'm definitely picking that up.
Yeah, Anthony said Legion had that floral nose for them. Have you guys had that Legion before?
No, I've actually never had it. I saw it finally on the shelf by us at
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I finally saw it, and I think they were asking like $49.
Oh, wow.
So I was kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been hearing mixed reviews about it. I've been hearing some good stuff, some bad stuff. So I'm like, I'm not ready to grab it yet.
Right. Yeah, I haven't even seen it here yet, so.
You haven't seen it?
I don't think it must not be in Ohio.
Yeah, oh yeah. Jay,
right.
Oh, go ahead, Jay.
Oh, I was just gonna say, what are you picking up?
I got like a bubble gum note.
Oh, okay.
Like with that, powdered sugar sweetness, kind of like on the bubble gum. Like I don't know why I'm getting that.
Like actual bubble gum flavor.
Yeah, like double bubble. I don't know why I'm getting that.
Yeah. I can kind of see that. Like, remember the stick of gum you'd get in a pack of cards? Like
like the top stuff.
Yeah, like where you could taste the cardboard when you chew the gum.
Yep.
Like, I can get that from this.
Oh, I'm liking that, man.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's like bubble gum flavored bubble gum.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You want to get into this?
Let's get into it. Because I lose all that. I got to
Cheers.
Cheers.
Man.
Now that to me has more of a almost like mineral water mouthfeel. It's like soft.
I like how, for me, it was like real spicy up front.
Real,
and then,
right.
And then it kind of mellowed as it kind of sat.
Once it hits the mid palate, it's like it's gone and it's smooth.
Yep.
You're right, Jay. It's up front. It hits with that spice. It's got a nice coating. Wow, that went down way too easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it finishes off like gentle.
I feel like there's a little bit more proof on this, but
I don't know. I would say it's around the 90.
Okay.
Like it's
definitely sweeter, and it's got. You're right. It just kind of stays right in the front of the palate, and then just kind of dissipates to the end, and then you get hit with that finish. That's really nice. A little bit of fruit notes going on right there.
Yeah, almost like a dried fruit.
Yeah. Like dried red fruits. A little bit. I would say it's actually thinner on the palate than A. I feel like it's a little bit thinner on the palate.
Yeah, I think the finish was a little shorter too.
Yeah.
It definitely is a little more mellow. Like for me, I'm getting that real smooth, like when you have one of those, like a mineral water that's real, kind of like alkaline and soft.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense. Where it just kind of it's just real easy to drink, and it's like has like a refreshing feel. This has a little bit more of that refreshing taste, but then you get like this sweetness, almost like a caramel that just kind of hangs with you.
Yeah, that's what I've always really liked about this one is that spiciness up front, and then just that mellow sweetness that kind of follows it.
Yeah, that way you
I agree with you, man.
Yeah, see, I do enjoy that because this gives you, to me, that's more pleasurable drinking. When you have something and you get a little spice, that's fine. But when the spice just is kind of like an annoyance,
right?
You know, it doesn't hang on. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at Chad. What Chad said, Chad Wallace in the chat. I kind of feel that as well because
yeah, you could.
It could even be the just Four Roses small batch.
It does. I can see some similarities there.
Yeah.
Sure. Definitely see that.
Yeah, I could see a Four Roses.
It does taste like it's a little bit of a higher rye mash bill.
Which Four Roses definitely tends to be, depending on what mash bill they're using. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like a little absorbed in this one. I'm like, man, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of feeling the Four Roses on that.
What price range would you think that one is?
Man,
you go ahead, buddy. Because I did A.
I mean, I would say there again, like this drinks well. I've had a few call it inexpensive, like in the 20 range, like 20 to 30 that drank well. But I'm going to say this is probably around 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chad Wallace is onto something with his last comment here.
Maybe a pick. Go like Four Roses single barrel pick. Like that could. You could go because of the higher rye. Because usually they use what is that OESV or is it OBSV they use in that single barrel? Oh, jeez.
What do you guys think about the kind of recent trend we've been seeing in bourbon, where we're starting to see prices go up on bottles that people always thought were a steal at the lower price, but now like Weller Antique 107 is jumped from $25 to $50. Henry McKenna went from $35, and that's now $50 if you can find it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that trend? Are we going to keep seeing that happen?
Well, I think I went through that whole McKenna thing. I thought it was just like hidden gem, and I was able to find it, and I could sort of pick it up whenever I wanted it, which was to me was like, this is a steal for I think I got it for like $34 or something. And
yeah.
I'm like, man, for this drink's so good, and I mean I think it's worth $50 because of how good it is, but I think a lot of it has to do with right now. Bourbon is kind of like the hot drink.
Yeah.
Like vodka was really big for a while. So I think we're kind of dealing with that whole thing, just demand. I don't know if the prices will ever go back down.
No, yeah, I doubt it.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're seeing this, the spikes. And I think it's partly because if the right people say it's good and say, oh man, this stuff's awesome, now all of a sudden everybody wants it. And they may have even had it before, but it's that kind of power of suggestion or what they believe that it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think that has a big part of it. I don't want to say marketing, but it is kind of marketing.
And like Chad Wallace said, that's what hype does for a brand too. Ever since McKenna won that, 2 years in a row, best bourbon, and the next year, best of show, that's what hype does.
Yeah.
Increases demand and
Yep. Economics 101.
Yep.
Yeah, basically.
Rose asked if I have a bottle of McKenna. She's only asking because she bought me this bottle. That's the only reason she's asking.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. That's awesome.
All right, Anthony's got to get out of here. Just want to say bye to Anthony, New Gen Drinker.
See you, buddy.
If you guys haven't checked out his channel, anybody in the chat hasn't checked out his chat or his channel, they're doing great things there, him and Nikki. So go check them out. Give them a subscribe.
Man. He actually has to do some work, so
yeah.
Thanks for checking in at work.
It's pretty late over there in England, so.
Oh yeah, it's definitely late.
I think they're 5 hours ahead of us.
Awesome. So what are your thoughts about the whole thing?
It's tough. Like, I understand it. I get the reasoning behind it, but I guess I have the biggest problem with Weller 107 because that was forever a $25 bottle,
right?
And now it's a $50 bottle, and I like it. I like it a lot, but I don't know if I have $50 a bottle like it. So it's one of those things like, maybe I'm not going to, buy it anymore. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It's weird.
Once in a while.
Right.
And it's a shame because Weller, I mean, is meant to be kind of that budget line,
right?
Where it's like you're paying definitely under $50 and you're going to get solid bourbon, solid weeder. And I feel that now with the whole, Pappy hype train and that whole thing coming in and understanding that Pappy's pretty much it's Weller juice, just they're hand selecting things and letting it age a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I think that obviously totally changed everything, but I mean, it's even with the Weller Special Reserve. it was crazy. Like I went down to New Jersey, to Avalon, New Jersey, which is kind of down near Cape May, and like I walked in a Acme supermarket, and they had like just like a liquor store right in the middle of it. Went up there and I looked on the shelf and I'm like, oh my God, it's Weller Special Reserve sitting on a shelf. I'm like,
yeah,
Acme. Yeah, I was like, what? Because I mean, in PA, you can't get it. I mean, even Special Reserve, it's like you don't see it in the shelf ever. And then, so I felt like my heart was like, whoa, this is a Special Reserve. But Special Reserve is should be a budget bourbon that's solid, And
sure.
They wanted $44, which,
Yeah.
And then I've seen online secondary or even just like, any of the online retailers, they're like selling it for like $100. So
yeah, that's insane. I'm more willing to pay $50 for Weller Antique than I would Special Reserve. Like I wouldn't pay over like $35 for that, So yeah. Scotty's in the chat, My Bourbon Journey. Scott, thanks for stopping in, buddy.
Scotty. Cheers, man. Love it. It's awesome. I always want to say Scott. Like I always want to sing that song Scotty doesn't know.
That's like one of the best songs of a movie ever.
Oh yeah, you can't beat it.
You have Matt Damon singing, the lead singer of the band. Awesome.
Oh yeah, killer stuff, man.
Hey, but Scotty does know.
Scotty knows a lot.
Scotty, yeah. Woo. My Bourbon Journey, Scotty knows everything. You guys want to dig into C?
Let's do it. Been opening up for a little bit. Hello. Hello.
Oh, yeah, see, that seems like.
All right, now we're up in proof.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a little bit higher proof there.
And full as hell.
Yeah, this has some real thick legs on it too.
Yeah, everything about that nose.
Yeah, see, I'm getting a little nuttiness on the nose of this. Could be just me tonight, but
I'm getting a little orange cinnamon kind of deal, or like a spiced orange.
Yeah, or orange rind when they zest it or whatever it is.
And just brown sugar.
Yep.
Oh, just like the real good stuff.
Dark brown sugar.
Deep dark.
I'm getting a hint of like a Luxardo cherry. You guys ever had like a Luxardo cherry?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chocolate with the cherry inside with the goo. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but like the Luxardo cherries they're like really full and like they taste like candy basically.
Okay.
Oh,
Not the ones inside the chocolate?
No,
No.
yeah.
What are
no,
they called?
they're used for like really fancy cocktails usually.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm familiar with the Bing cherries, Bada Bings.
Okay.
My dad's hooked on those Bada Bing cherries. He puts them in his Manhattans. It's the only cherry that he uses now. The Bada Bings.
Nice.
Those are like black. They're almost black cherry. They're like really dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Luxardos are like.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm getting that 100%. It's
Yeah.
like it is that sweet kind of cherry, but it's the real cherry, not
Yeah, it's
fake
real cherry, not like
Yeah.
a hard candy cherry.
That's really popping now, Jay. That cherry.
Yeah, I love the nose on this one.
I could just be in that nose all day. I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
To me, like this is like what bourbon's supposed to smell like.
I agree.
I have some
100%.
thoughts, but I'm not saying anything on what this might be. Okay. Well,
Well, you can, but I gotta go in the palate. I
Yeah,
can't
we-
take this
there you
anymore.
go.
All right.
I'm salivating.
Cheers, buddies.
Cheers.
mm.
Oh, that's barrel proof.
No, it reminds me of a barrel proof.
I'm getting like a smoky note.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a smoke, almost like
Like subtle on the finish, like in the back.
oh, I'm getting.
I actually got it right up front.
Yeah,
Almost
that's
like
what
you ever have that liquid smoke? You know what I'm talking about?
right,
kinda-
almost like
Yeah, see, I'm getting more in the back, like
I'm getting
the smoke on smoked meat.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the finish is still kind of going for me. Like I'm still picking up.
And there's
It's
like a
real-
little spice kind of mixed in that smoke.
Yeah. It's real savory.
yeah. Just I mean, those tannins are pulling everything out of your mouth.
Yeah, it almost.
Yeah.
Oh God, is that good? Yeah, that smoky
Yeah,
note,
it
Jay.
has that dry kind of pull on the tongue just a little bit. But see, I'm getting like a nuttiness on this.
You feel nutty tonight.
I am feeling nutty today. Well, I got it on the first, but not the second. I don't
Yeah.
think I did. But just it's like a subtle, and it could be me.
I'm getting. You know what? No, I kind of see that because I can kind of see maybe almost like an almond, kind of like
Yeah.
a little bit more of a bitter nut.
Yes.
Mhm.
Bitter nut hashtag.
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 Yeah, it's hard. I'm running through all the barrel proofs in my head. I'm like,
That's delicious.
but it's really good.
I'm getting more and more of that smoky note now that I've put it on the palate. Now I'm going back to the nose. That smoky, kind of savory, almost
Yeah.
like barbecue.
Yeah.
like barbecued meat or like
Yeah.
like a
Like the burnt end of a brisket. Like,
Oh, the burn.
yes,
Oh.
yes, that kind of smoked
Yeah.
meat kind of smoke to it.
Well,
It's not charcoal. It's not that kind of smoke. But it's almost so like that. Yeah, like the crunchy on the meat. I can see that.
yeah.
What a delicious, delicious bourbon.
I might just drink barrel proof from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's hot, but it's not like overpowering hot either. Like
Not at all. It drinks good.
Yeah.
It drinks really good. Man. So do we have to guess proof on this?
what range would you say?
I'm gonna say on this one.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna say I'm at like around one. I'm at like 135.
Oh, all right. I'm at 125.
125. All right. It's definitely over 100, but it's not quite 135. So Jeff's a little closer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
Wow. I like this progression too that you have.
Yeah,
This is a good progression.
I just had some Elijah Craig barrel proof last night, just a little bit. It's definitely not that. Unless it's something that, no, it's definitely not that. Or I shouldn't say definitely. It's not the bottle I had.
Careful.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what he's pulled out, but it's the, what I had, A119.
Okay.
It's definitely not that.
Yeah, Chad Wallace said no scotches, right? Yeah, it's definitely not a scotch. It's definitely not these are all bourbons.
Yeah, it's smoky in the bourbon realm.
Yeah.
Not smoky,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's not peaty, yeah.
Yeah, not like Isla Scotch or anything.
Yeah, Scott said he's sipping on a Knob Creek single barrel store pick right now.
I just picked up one. It was just a hair under 15 years.
Nice.
Street. Yeah, so I haven't cracked it open yet. I'm kind of waiting. Maybe you and I, buddy, can crack that.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah.
I have one that's like 13 years, 9 months. It's really good.
Nice.
How's that? How is it? How is it compared to like just like the 9-year, like straightforward?
It's got a lot more going on. It's
yeah.
It kind of similar to that B where it like hits you with the spice up front, but then mellows out.
Right.
So it's really, really good.
Oh, baby. Gee. Yeah, Knob Creek, man, their store picks. I don't know what it is that they're. It seems like
bourbon.
Yeah, or even just like everybody I've been hearing, like Knob Creek store picks are like every one of them is just like delicious.
Yeah, it's such a good value too for practically a barrel proof. Like you can't go wrong.
No, not at all. 120 proof. I mean, that's sitting in a good wheelhouse.
Yep.
Woo!
Scotch drinking.
So what price point would you say?
Narrow this down.
Yeah, what price point would you say C was?
I would go kind of in the. I mean, obviously knowing that it's higher proof, I'm kind of thinking more along the lines of. I'd say around $50-$60.
I was gonna go with the I was looking at the 60s. That's what came to mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff. All will be revealed soon enough.
Man. Yeah. Wow, Jay. Wow.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. If we're talking like roughly 120, 125 proof, that drink's really nice.
Yeah.
Real nice.
I agree.
Yeah, that's good. That might be it for me. Whatever this is.
That might be the one.
You want to hop on to D?
Let's
go.
Hop on the D.
Easy.
Hopping on the D.
Oh, it's a night.
Oh, it is, man. Right? It's Wednesday. Let's let it all hang out.
This is now. I got like almost like a grape candy on the initial.
Oh, was that good?
That caught me off guard.
Oh.
Yeah, this is completely different than any of the other ones.
Completely. I'd say this is a little bit more fruity in the nose.
Absolutely. To me, I'm getting a lot of like Jolly Rancher candy.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
Definitely. I get like those like thick caramel chew things, those like little thick square. I get that too.
You literally pulled that out of my mouth because I was literally like kind of like caramel, kind of candy, and there it was. I'm right on.
Like the Werther's ones, or is that
like
no, the ones where you actually chew on them. Like
okay, like the soft ones. I got you.
Yep.
I can see that.
Oh Man, that's a balance. You know, honestly, it's a very balanced nose. Everything's in check.
Yeah.
You know, the oak's not crazy. It's sweet, but there's kind of enough going on there. It's not boring whatsoever. I mean, this thing is like,
yeah, there's like elements of everything in there.
It's complex.
It is. There's a lot going on. So I'm hoping the palate lives up to the nose. Wow.
Oh man.
Get a lot of brown sugar on it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of got everything that you would think of in a bourbon in there on the nose.
Yeah, I agree.
No burn on the nose.
Like, no, yeah, for sure.
No like hard spice or burn or anything like that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm digging that more and more as I smell that.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
We digging in?
All right, let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Man, I almost get like an apple note.
I get a lot of rice spice on this one. Brown sugar, rice spice.
Mm-hmm. Almost like a licorice, kind of black licorice, kind of like a hint of it, like anise. Oh, is that pretty on? That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That rises up slow.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot going on. You have to tie me down here, huh?
Scott's reminding everybody to hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
Hit that like button.
We are enjoying the D. Nice guy.
It's what once it hits your lips.
Put your lips on it. That's it.
Yeah, it's over. This is definitely, I would say, and watch, this is like the least expensive or whatever. This is like the most, for me, I feel like this is more complex than even C. I think C is almost like really satisfying right off the bat. You get all, but this is like taking a little time. Like I'm taking a little time to kind of tear everything apart. It's like an onion, different peels or layers. Jesus.
Yeah, no, I think, C is really good. This seems to be a little bit softer, a little bit more rounded, a little bit more covering all the bases, I guess.
Ooh.
Scott with the "that's what she said."
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this one I think is just really, really fun to drink. Like you can pick out different things with every sip. There's just a lot going on to it.
Yeah, the palate's completely coated. I'm just picking up new things here and there.
Yeah. No, I agree with that because it's like you're kind of feeling the finish and everything, and then it's like a little like a note just pops out. Like I get more of that hard candy now. Now that it's coated and kind of hung on.
Yeah, I can definitely get that too.
Wow. That's killer.
Are we dealing with over 100 proof on this?
You're in the range. You're close at 100. You're close.
Okay.
107.
104.
There's no way it could be 101. Maybe 101 proof.
I'm trying to look past that though.
It's like a quiet monster.
Man, it's just this is
it like sneaks in at the night. It's almost like Beowulf when.
How's Max doing, Rose? Scott's asking how the baby's doing. Where's Max? He's watching, just in a different room. He's learning tasting notes.
I was gonna say he's nosing his milk right now.
Yeah.
Never too early.
It's funny. We got somebody gifted us a teether, and it's like it's got a couple different things, and two of the parts are wood, like they're wooden teethers, and I'm smelling it. I'm like, this kind of smells like a bourbon barrel. So I'm like, so then I like taste it. I'm like, this is like getting him into those early tasting notes. He'll be a pro in no time.
Pretty soon, Jay, you're gonna have a nice rocks glass. You're just gonna dump it in. You're just gonna throw it in the glass. Like, all right, let's let it seep in.
So what would you say price wise on this one?
Go ahead, buddy.
I have no idea, but I'm gonna say I've never had this. At least I don't believe I've ever had this before. Whatever it is.
I don't know for sure, but I don't think you guys have had this one either.
This doesn't seem familiar to me at all. I mean, I know we're dealing with a pretty wide price range.
Would you say this is the most expensive?
Oof. I don't know. I mean, would you really? I mean, I don't think you would have lined them up from cheapest to most expensive.
Or would you have?
Maybe.
It's what you think I would have thought to think to line them up.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's going to work that way. I mean, I'm kind of at a loss with this last one because I feel like it could go either way. Like it could go where this is a great buy, budget buy, or this could be like something that's
the unicorn and you're paying for it.
And you're paying out the wazoo for it.
Man, I don't know, but whatever it is,
it's delicious.
I hope I can get my hands on it. Is it something we could buy easily?
It's available, but I don't know if it's in your market. It might not be in your market.
Okay.
But it's not a unicorn. I'll say that.
Okay.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I'm really liking it. I find it really interesting. It's something that kind of holds your attention.
Yeah. This is actually the youngest of all the ones we've had so far tonight.
I never would have guessed that, Jay.
Me either.
I almost feel like A is the oldest for some reason, but that could be completely wrong.
All right.
I'm thinking back, and I'm honestly getting puzzled.
Well, that's what happens when you do everything blind.
I know.
But that's the only real one.
I mean, if we're going to overthink this,
yeah,
I could see C being, since it's barrel, we know it's basically a barrel proof, right? I could see that being very expensive depending on what it is.
Sure.
But then this is just something that I haven't had before. It makes me wonder, all right, did I not have it because it's not available and it's expensive? And, you're like, there's a point where you're like, it's just not. It would have to be, like, what justifies spending a certain amount of money?
Right.
On something you're just going to drink. Him and I have come through the wine thing, so we were always finding, we spent a lot of money on bottles of wine and with bourbon and anything, and just like, I've had, let's say with wine, I mean, I remember spending $50, $60 and be like, well, I've had an $18 bottle that was better.
Sure.
Hands down better. So that's where the whole confusion comes from. I mean, it's like, what is price,
Yeah, price is very.
Yep.
And back to our conversation about price, what sets that price?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think it's with some of like the McKenna we were talking about, and with the Weller Antique, I think a lot of that's the hype. I agree. Not that they're not, both are great products, but are they worth almost a 2 times price increase at MSRP? I don't know. And then you had the Heaven Hill 6-year bottle and bond, which used to be like $13. That went away, but then they bring back a 7-year bottled and bond and put it out at $40.
Yes.
So like, is that is that extra year worth that massive jump? You know.
Yeah.
And then what are we gonna do with like all the other products in their line? Because you know that those are probably gonna start inching up too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and when is it gonna? Does it get to the point where you start to choke it because of raising prices, where people stop buying it?
Sure.
Altogether.
I think they know that though going in, and I think they will. I think they're being selective of what they're letting go out at a certain price. So I think with the Heaven Hill, this is my thoughts on the 7-year that they're putting out, is that they upgraded the bottle, right? Bottle's fancy. They put a little bit more money into the bottle. Yeah, you get the extra year. How much is that going to influence? I don't know. But at the same time, I heard that they were like almost. I don't know if they were losing money on the 6-year, but it was like,
Yeah, I mean it was so cheap. Yeah, you could definitely see a price increase in the future for sure.
And they probably saw other things on the market, that were probably just like they were like younger and maybe not even as good, but they were selling for like crazy amounts more.
Yeah, like Chad Wallace guessed New Riff, and New Riff's a 4-year bottled in bond that hits the market at $40, where they had a 6-year bottled in bond at $13-14. So
exactly
right. Yeah, you can definitely understand it. It just when you're used to that lower price and like that being the gem, like it kind of sucks.
I know, it's almost like I'm not. I'm not even gonna say the one that I feel like is the for me the new budget. Well, I just whatever I say. Just with the Evan Williams white label, the bottle. I feel like that is still a budget. I just don't see that kind of gaining the status of because they mass produce the hell out of that.
Right.
I just don't see it because it wasn't the 6-year bottle and bond Heaven Hill, wasn't that limit? That was limited to.
That was, I believe, it was Kentucky only.
Kentucky only. So I can see that, going away. And I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
but that does suck.
You get it to a point, but at the same time, it's like, well, this other thing that you like you're saying, the Evan Williams, is that going to become slowly creep everything up? Because I would imagine as things like that change, people find that next thing they're going to buy.
Yeah.
So now the attention's on that, or somebody says, the white label Evan Williams, this stuff's just phenomenal for the money, and then all of a sudden people are buying it like crazy, and it becomes, eventually, it raises everything up. So
like Scott said, unfortunately, that's the day and age we're in with bourbon right now.
Yeah, I would imagine the bubble will burst, and it'll be the next thing. Like, who knows, Scotch or Irish whiskey or whatever, or gin's going to become the thing again, and and
that goes back and forth.
So we'll be safe for a while.
Yeah.
I think that's wisely said by Scott, and then also with Chad just saying Evan White won't go up. I agree. I just don't see that.
Yeah,
I just don't see that going up. We could talk about it all we want.
I think I did see a slight increase in the Evan Williams single barrel though. The last time I was at the store, I think it was like about $5 more than it had been the previous time. So that at least, which that was always a good value too for a single barrel. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's gonna. When that white label goes up.
Do you guys want to try to put these in order? You want to rate these?
Let's do it. All right. Let me see where I go.
Trying to get my glasses back here.
Oh. Wait, I gotta go back to 1 here. Or A.
With a little nip of each.
Ooh. Really like A.
A kind of reminds me of.
We go to B.
I don't want to say, but now going back to A, it reminds me of what did we have earlier when you first got here?
Oh, we was when
Ezra
Brooks.
Ezra Brooks.
The 90 proof.
It's not that, but it reminds me of that.
Okay.
Interesting.
And I don't know. It could be that, but no, I don't think so.
Woo! Okay.
So now we're going to rate these in order that we like them.
Yep.
I got to take one more. I'm doing a quick one. Ooh.
This is puzzling.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. You're going to forget.
Let me go.
You start shuffling around the order that you like.
Get those bottles real quick and we'll put them up against it. All right. I think we got this. I'm going to go.
All right.
Yeah, all right. So here's my order. I'm going for it. So I'm going to go. Man. I'm just going to go. This is all right. I'm going. I'm gonna go
before you reveal. Hold on, real quick. Chad Wallace said for him, after a few drinks, even the cheap ones taste way better. Anybody else like that? Yeah, for sure.
That's actually true.
Yeah, you start all taste the same.
Yeah.
That's why the later in the night it gets, it's always better to go with the cheaper stuff.
That is such the truth, because you're not tasting it at that point. You're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you know what?
All right, go ahead, buddy. You got this.
I'm going with it. I'm going D as in.
You love the D. That's what I like. D is
so D, C, A, and B.
Okay.
Okay. D,
C, A, and B.
Yeah, D, C, A, B.
That's exactly the order that I.
No way. Jesus, they're powerful. We're like twins here.
So if I know what these are, so it's a little different for me. So I would go D, A, B, C.
Okay. D, A, B, C.
Yep.
Dabica.
Dabica.
So,
me, I could argue with one of myself about C or D. I think they're both good, but D was something just a little unique.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stay with that. So now you reveal why? You want to reveal why you would do that? Just because you know? So is it
no, I just based off of drinking them tonight, like just how they've gone down tonight.
Okay.
Just based off of that alone. So it could change tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So you guys what was your last place?
Last place for us was B, which was interesting because you had A as your second place.
Yep.
But B was your last place still, correct?
Actually, C was my last place.
C was your last place, which was our second. So literally, your second place, or I'm sorry, our second place was your last place.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they're all really, really good. I love all of these. But yeah. So your guys' last place, B, Jefferson's Reserve, but a store pick version.
Whoa.
Okay. I'll tell you why this is mind-blowing. Because when I first got into drinking bourbon, before Neal did, I loved Jefferson's Reserve. I used to drink it. That was like my go-to. That was the first like decent bottle that I bought for myself.
Yeah.
And really enjoyed it for a while. So I'm kind of shocked.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, I haven't had it in a couple of years.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that was a pick that I actually participated in.
No way.
Yeah. So like I helped pick that one. And it was so like that one stood out so much from the other barrels that we got to try from. Just it had that spicy and then sweet. It really was miles ahead of the other barrels we got to choose from. And yeah, I don't actually. I think it has a lot different profile than just your traditional Jefferson's Reserve does.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that. Wow.
Yeah, because with that one it was tough because it was like I almost with the A and B I was like that was tough because
that is tough.
That did have multiple kind of things going on with
yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. How it sat on the palate was different.
Yeah. Steve Miller's in the house. What's going on, Steve? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Jefferson.
I thought I loved Jefferson's too, Steve. I really did.
It's not like any of these are. Oh, these are amazing.
Yeah. They're all really good.
They're all very good. Yeah, but if we had to pick.
So what was number 3 for you guys?
3 was A.
So A was the Jefferson's Reserve is around $49 a bottle, somewhere in there. A was the cheapest, the least expensive one, and that's Heaven Hill 6-year, 90 proof, coming in at $14 a bottle.
Wow!
I would have never guessed that.
Wow! Never would have guessed that.
Yeah, that's the green label one here.
I've never had the green label.
It's really like how can you go wrong with this for $14?
No.
For $14, you can't.
We can't get. I mean, that's what Kentucky is. That Kentucky only?
I think so. I think it's Kentucky only, or just a couple of markets. So every time I'm in Kentucky, I grab 3 or 4 bottles of this stuff.
I would have just I would have done the same thing. I just went boom, 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 boom. We're gonna have to grab a lot of those bottles, but
I'm gonna have to. My in-laws live in just outside of Bowling Green, so I'm gonna have to put them on that.
Stock up. It's good stuff. It's like the best daily drinker.
Oh, I mean, the oak influence in there is fantastic. I mean, just at 6 years, it's like just.
It's a good amount of time.
It tastes not young at all.
It's really well
done. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing that's $14.
That's crazy.
Blown away. Oh my god. That's great. I love it when that happens.
Yeah. So hopefully that stays in that $14 range.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully that one doesn't.
They'll be creeping it up to 20 before you know it.
I would pay 20 for it. I'd be okay with that.
I think even at 20, that's a steal.
I mean, I was saying 30 for that. So yeah.
And then you guys had C as number 2.
You got it.
Yep.
All right. So this was the most expensive one. So MSRP $250. This one's a special one. Russell's Reserve 2002, 114.6 proof.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Jay. Woo, baby.
Only 3,640 bottles of this exist.
Wow, Jay.
Yeah.
No wonder we liked it so much.
Got the turkey.
Comes in this pretty box here.
Look at that, man.
That's awesome.
Jay, that's
now, how long have you had that?
This was a gift, actually. The owner of the bar I work at came across this bottle. He was nice enough to open it up and share it with me, and then he was like, "Hey, why don't you take that bottle home with you?" So I was like, "Okay, I will happily do that."
Wow. Oh,
it's such a different like Russell's Reserve is one of my favorite bourbons, just the 10-year.
Right.
But this is such a different like flavor profile than the rest of them. But it's really good.
I got that. It's interesting that that's Wild Turkey, and because I always, for whatever reason, I get on Russell's. It could be any one of them, but I always seem to get almost like a citrus note, and I don't know why. For my palate, it always comes out. It's almost like my thing where I'm like citrus. I kind of like go towards that. That's really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
See you later, Scott.
See you, Scotty.
See you, Scott. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah. Chad, no, I haven't been able to come across a bottle of the Saffel yet. I'd like to, though. I definitely would like to.
I've heard that is incredible. I think I was listening to my bourbon podcast. And, yeah, and Perry from there was just, he raves about the Saffel. He loves the Saffel. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, he's another turkey mouth. He loves that turkey mouth.
Yeah. And I had never seen it around. And we live right on the PA New Jersey border, so we can 10 minutes we're in New Jersey, which really opens up a lot for us. But I have never seen it.
Yeah, I mean, it comes in is that a free?
Yeah, it's a 375.
Yeah, because it won't. Yeah, it doesn't come in a.
It's like 50 for a 375.
I heard it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Chad's saying he hears that it tastes close to the 2002.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm definitely impressed with
that. That's a killer bourbon.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Oh. Now I'm excited. I'm excited for D.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right. So you guys chose the winner. We have Chad actually guessed this one correctly. This is New Riff, bottled in bond, 100 proof.
$40.
Yep.
Damn.
4 years old.
And let's talk about the sorcery of Chad. Let's pick that up through the internet.
Yeah, Chad. I mean, geez, you got that right on the money.
He's either a wizard or has a drinking problem.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll tell you what, because I've been dying to try New Riff. I was thinking, like, get down to Kentucky, go there, check that place out.
The place is really cool.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, there's just so much. There's a lot of complexities there. Are they Jay, are they doing any like copper pot still in there, or is it all like coffee still?
It's they do they have a column still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
you would never guess that this was 4 years old. Like, it's so complex. And this is just their small batch. Like their single barrels are like so good. Their rye, I'm not even a huge rye fan, but their rye is so good. Like they know what they're doing there. They're doing good things.
Damn. But Chad's saying he has some of the single barrels.
Yes.
I'm wondering what it would be like them. I mean, it's always going to raise the question, what would it be like if this is only 4 years, if you went to 6, 7, even 10?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to get into that range because they're just kind of pretty much, they're putting out all their own.
So I don't know
I don't know
what they're doing there, but that's really, really good.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I think coming up within the next 6 months or so, they should be hitting that 6-year mark that they've. Right. I know they're holding stuff. They've been holding stuff back, so I don't know if they'll release a 6th year, but they're getting there. So
yeah, they
have plans to release older stuff. So that'll be exciting.
That will, because that's
delicious.
I would never guess that was 4 years. It just goes to show that like there's never any like solid rule of anything. Like there's always exceptions. There's always.
Yep.
You think you have you got a handle on it, and then something comes along and just completely wrecks whatever you thought you knew. That's pretty wild.
Chad, I think I've had this bottle open for maybe 9 months or so, somewhere in there, maybe a little longer.
Man, that's
somewhere in there, because I bought it at the distillery, and Max had not been born yet, but he was on the trip. So he was still fetus, I guess, or whatever you call it. But yeah, so he was there in spirit,
He was there. He was there. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's 7.5 months now. So yeah, about 9-10 months, somewhere in there. It's been open.
It's at a sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm blown away by that.
It's just so complex. There's so much going on with it.
I can't believe that it beat out that Russell's for me. I'm like blown away by that because, I mean, that Russell's was delicious, but at the same time, there was like a layer that I'm really like. It obviously had more proof and it's a lot fuller, but then that new riff is just pulling. Like it was just complex. Wow. I'm blown away. I'm like,
yeah, to me, I mean, tonight that was for me just kind of covered all the bases, did everything right. I mean, just
that and the Heaven Hill 6-year green bottle. Both of those were like, I'm blown away by both of those.
Yeah.
And also that single barrel pick that you have, Jefferson Reserve. That was like, I never would have guessed that.
No, I would have never guessed Jefferson's.
Yeah.
And I was like a Jefferson's fanboy for probably a year. Trying to come out of it.
Yeah.
And but now with the Oceans line, the last one I had was like Voyage 6, and that was like amazing. But even that, Voyage to Voyage is different. Everything is different. That's
So
the last one I had.
Last one I had was Voyage 13, and it was really good.
Was it?
I'm still holding out hope to try the weeded versions of those that they've done, but I haven't had a chance to come across one of those yet.
Have you tried the rum cast finished one?
No, nope. The only rum cast finished ones I've had are the Angel's Envy Rye and the Basil Hayden's Caribbean Reserve Rye.
Okay.
Which the Angel's Envy Rye is just a little too thick for me. Like I think it's good, but it's like, I don't know, it's a little, there's something about it that I could have like a half a pour and be fine. But that Basil Hayden's Caribbean Rum Rye was really, really tasty.
So you felt like it was almost like getting to the point of like being like syrupy?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's the Angel's Envy is real syrupy. Yep.
Yeah, I can see that with their stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Man. Man. Yeah. Actually, that weeded Jefferson. I swear. I think that's at Bourbon Street.
Well,
oh, nice.
If they have it, Jay, what we'll do is we'll pick it up, and then
they have a lot of.
We're gonna send you.
They have a lot of stuff there. Like I know my wife got me the one cab finish one year for my birthday. I would say they probably have like.
Is it the Groth?
Yeah, the Groth cast.
Okay, how was that good? I've heard good things.
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
that was a few years ago, but I remember that being really good. The store that we get to go to in New Jersey carries a lot of the different ones from Jefferson, so we'll have to go over and see it.
Yeah, because they have the cast strength. Voyage, store pick. So
yeah. We almost, my bar almost did a store pick of Ocean, and we kind of passed on it because we had some other things coming in, and then like now we're having trouble getting back into it. So hopefully in the future we'll do one, but as of right now we're not there. But it was like so close, like I could taste it.
It's like swimming towards the ship. Like, no, that's my barrel.
All right, I had one more thing I wanted to do with you guys before we get out of here, and I stole this idea from Chris from the Last Drop. He did a whiskey week live that I was on one of the days that he did. So he did a rapid fire question with every day. So I'm gonna rapid fire you guys with a few questions. All right. So we'll have I'll ask the question. We'll have Neal go first, and then Jeff. So you guys in?
I'm in.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So spring or fall?
Fall.
Okay. Favorite band or musician?
Oh, Jay.
How much time do you have?
I'm gonna go just because I'm a drummer.
I know what he's gonna say.
John Bonham.
Oh, that's not what I thought he was gonna say. Tim Comerford, bass player.
Oh,
Great
okay.
bass.
Now, what did you think Neal was gonna say?
Brad Bilt from Rage Against the Machine.
He's
Oh, nice.
He's like in my top 5.
To me, Rage was the best band of the '90s. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
Or none.
There was a lot of great stuff in the '90s, but
yes,
they did a lot right musically. So
love Rage. All right, The Office or Parks and Rec?
I got asked this question the other day, and I gotta go Office.
I would say Office.
Yeah,
I love them both, but I would go Parks and Rec.
Ooh.
My wife would definitely go Office, though.
Definitely Office.
Yeah, I just
I know. I just cry. But they're both really good. I mean, Parks and Rec, I die at, but.
All right. Favorite distillery?
I'm tied between Wild Turkey, Heaven Hill.
I'm gonna say for actual products put out, Turkey.
Yeah, Wild Turkey and Heaven Hill are there, but I would go Turkey also. Yep. Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones?
I'm the Lord of the Rings guy. I like all the languages and the all made up and Elvish. And I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan.
I've never watched either.
Right. I would go Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. I actually have only ever seen one episode, but it was only half of the episode.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna get cream for that one.
Yeah, I just it's very rare that I get onto a series. I'm on a series now, but I'm very
What are you on now?
I sit down and watch TV. So.
What series are you into now?
My wife and I are watching Peaky Blinders on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten into that yet, but I want to. Is it good?
It is good. I got really into Boardwalk Empire.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, so it's similar.
Okay.
But not similar but different. Let's put it that way.
All right, gotcha. All right, last one. I need you to give me your best Arnold Schwarzenegger quote in his voice.
Oh God, I know what Neal's gonna do because it's the same one I would do. God.
Now maybe I'll switch it up. All right, here we. Maybe I get down. There's mine. You gotta go yours now, buddy. Top that.
All right, so I'll even try to act it out. It's not a tumor.
That's a good one. That's a beautiful one.
I thought he was gonna say to the chopper, but
get to the chopper.
Would that be yours, Jay? Get to the chopper.
Yeah, what's your favorite?
I would go. Who is your daddy and what does he do? I have the worst Arnold impersonation, by the way.
Oh, you gotta go.
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I knew what you were talking about.
These people, Oh God.
All right, buddies. I got just a tad bit of new riff here left. So I appreciate you guys coming on. This was a lot of fun.
We appreciate you having us.
Yes,
Thank you for all the samples. It
Oh,
was awesome. Thank you.
Killer, man.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
We'll do this again sometime.
Absolutely.
Yes, we'll reciprocate the favor.
Anybody in the chat, if you don't subscribe to the Bourbon Buddies, go to their channel, subscribe. They are doing awesome things.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it, bud.
To everybody in the chat, thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
Yeah,
all
you
right.
as well, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. And yeah, hit the like button. Follow Bourbon and a Baby on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe, all that fun stuff. Cheers, buddies.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
See you soon.
Oh yeah.